that we need to continue to stand strong to defend everybody's rights and freedoms.
Hey guys, how you doing today? Hey, gotta show off the Windmoor. You know, gotta promote the channel once in a while, even though I don't actually promote it in any way, shape, or form. Maybe that's why I lose subscribers. Hey, I'm down here at the hospital. Got some great news from my MP this week. They're giving the hospital $400,000. Altogether, since December last year, this hospital has received over $10 million in one-time payments to North Bay here. Damn, right on. That means quality of service is going up, right? No, you see, these one-time payments are all for capital expenditures, so they're for administration. You see, the wait times in this hospital, even though they have a sign up that says average wait time between 2 and 3 hours right in the ER, the wait times in this hospital are on average 9 to 12 hours. On a Saturday night, you know, busiest night at the hospital, there's only one doctor on duty. So of that $10 million that they're giving them for capital expenditures, as they call it, one-time payments, what are they doing for services? Yeah. This is how we waste money. We throw it at a hospital and say we're donating to the hospital to give better care, but we're doing nothing to improve the quality of service. I got something else I want to talk to you about tonight. So I'm going to go for a walk and we will talk soon. Just give me a second. It'll only be a second to you guys, but it'll be about half an hour to me.
Okay, so I have my first exam next week in networking, and I'm actually super worried because it's all math. Every single part of the module we just did is all math, and I'm really bad at math.
That's because you were taught Kathleen Wynne math.
Listen, shut up.
And we're back. So, this is the school that taught my daughter math.
Didn't teach your daughter math?
This is the school.
Like, didn't teach me math.
This is the school that taught her algebra.
Didn't teach me algebra.
Oh my god. Anyway, the previous video, if you haven't seen it, that's the random conversation with daughter. It's so dumb.
+2 = 8.
Yeah. So anyway, I want to tell you a little bit of a story here. You see, I raised my kids here in Sturgeon Falls because the school board here is so much better than in North Bay. Because my kids actually had names. They aren't numbers like they are in North Bay. They're just a file in North Bay. Anyway, but this has nothing to do with school. This video. I want to tell you a couple of stories. My mother-in-law and father-in-law passed away while we were living in this town. My father-in-law passed away in, what was it, 2016?
Yeah, 2016.
2016, yeah. Mother-in-law passed away in 2018?
18.
Yeah. They were both elderly. I think he was 72 and she was 80, I think, or something to that effect. But either way. So when my father-in-law was getting into his older ages, we had to get him put into a home because of his dementia. And ended up, he was diabetic as well, right? So ended up, they used a Dremel on a corn on his foot. And if you know anything about diabetics, you don't mess with their feet at all because they have major blood flow issues. But this home decided that they were going to use a Dremel on his foot. Well, after 3 months of him complaining to the doctors that his foot hurts, they finally decided, there might be a little bit of wind here, guys, sorry. They finally decided, after my wife got on their case, look, his foot is hurting, he needs help with his foot, and my wife got on their case about it. It turned out he had gangrene in his foot, and he ended up losing his foot. The care in the home was less than stellar unless my wife was constantly on their case to give him a bath, change his diaper. I'm sorry, it's a reality. You know, when we get older, we tend to lose the ability to function down there properly. It's human, okay? But anyway, so without my mom? What? I'm thinking I'm talking to you, so I'm like, without my wife and my mother-in-law's intervention, that was the only thing that kept his care at a reasonable level. Now, when my mother-in-law went in there, again for dementia, she was a non-compliant diabetic. She didn't treat her diabetes. She said, you know what, if I have diabetes, then that's what I have, and I'll live with that. But, you know, that's a personal choice. But as soon as she was put into the home, because again, dementia, it was getting a little dangerous for her to be living on her own. It's the nature of things, okay? And you know, mother-in-laws and sons-in-laws, we don't get along very well, so it's probably not a good idea to make us live together. Anyway, so my mother-in-law ended up in the same home, okay? And again, my wife had power of attorney over it. All medical decisions are going through her. But, sorry about the wind, guys. I have no control over Mother Nature, apparently. I told it to be sunny yesterday, and it wasn't.
It was not this cold when we left.
And it wasn't this cold when we left, yeah. So anyway, my mother-in-law, when she was in there, they put her on drugs, and she ended up being very space cadet-y. She was always out of her, just loopy.
Which was weird to see, because she was always really independent.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, she was super independent, super strong-willed, wanted to do everything herself, and then, like, different.
Yeah. And so my wife got on the cases of all the doctors and the nurses in the place, and, you know, ended up getting relative care. Once again, she wasn't being taken care of properly because she was constantly being left in her bed. She wasn't brought out unless someone came to visit her. So she ended up with bed sores all the time. And she had a lower quality of life in the ending years than she had for her life. Where she was a very, like my daughter says, a very independent woman. She didn't follow all doctor's orders, but she lived a really good, semi-healthy life.
She used to go for walks all the time, and then like a month after going in here, she stopped walking.
Yeah.
Her health went down drastically, super fast.
Yeah. So it was because of my wife constantly on their cases. She also used, because my mother-in-law was getting angry with her dementia, she was becoming an angry dementia person. She would get angry at things. And while I understand Sturgeon Falls is a French community, but my mother-in-law was an English person. But one of the things my wife had to get mad and contact the administrator about is the nurses talking about my mother-in-law in front of my mother-in-law in French, which drove her absolutely insane. So just the quality of care for the mother-in-law was really reduced. And I did not ever speak about these things because I didn't want to. I thought, you know what, it's just, you know, a couple of cases. But there's a relevance to this. And the reason I'm telling you these stories, you see, it's because of my wife and her interventions and her requirement for quality of care for her mother and her father is the only reason they got the care that they did do. Now, this let me zoom in here, is the retirement home that both my in-law parents died at. Okay? This is the same retirement home that has now been having protests here for about a week and a half now, because they still have a mandate that says that you must show proof of life jacket before you can enter this place. There's been compromises offered. We'll do testing. We want to see our loved ones. We'll do testing. We will do whatever. We'll wear the masks. We'll do whatever. But they are refusing to allow anyone in that can't prove their life jacket. So when we say the mandates are over, yeah. Doug Ford, when you said the mandates were over, when are you going to step up for these places? Now, the relevance to tie this back to the first hospital I was talking about is that funding that I was talking about, that $10 million for capital ventures, that was for the expenditures, the capital expenditures of the hospital to treat and increase beds at that hospital over the pandemic. Okay. To this day, in order to enter that hospital in North Bay, you're required to wear a mask. If you are to work anywhere on that property for any reason, whether you're a subcontractor or whatever, you must show your proof of vaccination. Shit, I said it. So when you talk about mandates ending, on the anniversary of the truck drivers coming to Ottawa, not all mandates are gone. It's time for us to live up to our word, Mr. Ford, and the mandates, dude. This isn't right. Let people see their loved ones. Let people care for their loved ones. Let people demand good treatment for their loved ones. Let people go to work. Let doctors and nurses return so we can provide quality of care.
How are loved ones supposed to make sure, like, their parents, brothers, siblings, whatever, are getting the care they're supposed to be getting if they're not allowed to see them?
That's exactly the point of this video.
Like, can you imagine if mom wasn't able to go see Nanny and them, and like how much faster she would have deteriorated if she wasn't there to advocate?
Yep. That's why I tell these stories.
Life jackets in this context should be like life jackets on boats. Recommended, but not required.
There, if you want it and you think you need it, by all means, I encourage you to get it.
Hell, I'm a life jacket wearer. I'm a life jacket updater. My life jacket's in good quality. Doesn't do shit, but...
Dad, you can't say that. Sorry, I had to cut her off there.
Well, it does something.
I'm going to end the video now. Let's finish our walk.
I don't know the rules of your channel.
It's YouTube, you don't say stuff like this. You gotta be careful. But, okay, we'll talk to you guys later. Remember, not all mandates are over, everybody. Welcome to the Fringe.